2020. Literally 36 Tuesdays ago, I believe most of the world was celebrating the end of 2019 and looking forward to the new, not just a new year, but a new decade. We had our plans, we had our dreams prepared and thought of, written down, and to think we are where we are 9 months later. It's crazy. It's really crazy. I think for the most part, 2020 has been hard for all of us. From the first day, myself being a basketball fan in the early 90s until the late 90s and early 2000s, and those who are old enough to enjoy the NBA in the 80s, late 80s. When we heard the news of David Stern, we're just like, okay, that's sad. Prayers of strength, comfort, and peace to his family. But I don't think any of us, not just basketball fans, were expecting the news that we got on January 26th. Kobe being Bryant, along with his beautiful daughter Gianna, and 7 other lives taken, gone. Going to do something great. Play basketball. See girls play basketball. Kobe being a dad. The other father being a dad, supporting his daughters. Then you hear of this disease, this virus that has taken the world by storm. Day after day after day, you hear the numbers keep rising and rising and rising and rising and rising and rising. And it could have been prevented. Could have been prevented. People, including myself, financial hardships. I thank God that I was able to pay all my bills on time. I may have missed it by a couple of days, but all my bills have been paid. But it still wasn't easy, still wasn't stressless, thinking about how I was going to pay for everything I needed to pay for. Rent, car, insurance, feed myself, feed my car, gas. And people with children, how they're going to feed their children. Because of, again, this virus that could have been prevented. And I think the most shocking thing that the world endured was this past weekend. I don't think any of us expected the news we heard of the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Not only that, he passed, that he had been enduring, living, not suffering, but living. Well, not publicly suffering, but outwardly and publicly living life and giving us great art to experience, a great craft to experience in the last 4 years while enduring cancer. I can only attest that to the strength of God being in his life and being on his life. But it still is shocking. It still hurts. And it didn't stop there this weekend. Clifton Robinson, basketball player, NBA basketball player. And then again, wake up, the great coach, Thompson. Haven't we had enough? Haven't we had enough? Individually, in family units, in community units, enduring racism, and all the protests, and all the excessive force by those who are supposed to protect us. And then trying to stop our vote. But here we are on the first of a new month, the beginning of the last 4 months, the last quarter, the last third of the year. And I don't know if anybody is, some of us may be, in some respect, in some instances of life, we may be looking forward to what the future holds in 2020, but some of us may be dreading the day-to-day. What's going to happen? What are we going to hear today? Who's going to be gone today? Who's going to be gone tomorrow? Who's going to be gone the next day? Who else is going to leave us in 2020? I forgot. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. The great John Lewis endured so much, fought so much. Another great that we lost. I don't think any of us expected the new decade to start off the way that it has. I certainly didn't. For my own life, I did not. I did not. I didn't. And I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of hearing the same news over and over and over, different names, gone by the same means. I'm just tired. But I will say one of the highlights of my year has been God placing on my heart the idea of daylight candles. And today is the first day of September, and September is Hydrocephalus Awareness Month. I was born with a mild case of hydrocephalus, and hydrocephalus is water on the brain. And to celebrate that I am still living life in the daylight, though it may seem dim sometimes, I am releasing a new candle. It's called Head Above Water. And some of the proceeds that I get from sales of this candle will go to the Spina Bifida Association. So it is my prayer that you support. And if you don't know what Spina Bifida is, if you don't know what hydrocephalus is, you can look at the other playlist that's here on my channel or on this channel and check out my story. And that's been the easiest thing to deal with this year is my Spina Bifida. And my hydrocephalus. I mean, really don't have headaches like that. Thank God. But every day I could deal with the effects of having Spina Bifida. But by the grace of God, the glory of God, I just deal, and it's become a part of my life. I've accepted it. I have learned to love it. It's a part of my story, and it's a part of my story to give God glory. And if you have endured anything that has been a hardship in your life, that you just look at it, if you haven't already, as something that you can accept in your life, and that will bring glory and honor to God, because He does all things perfect, even though we as humans don't understand at times. Believe me, I know, been there, done that. But I've said it before, I'll say it again. Romans 8:28, all things work together. Even though we don't understand why these things are happening and how all of these things are going to work together for the good. And then people will say, for those who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. I believe if we have life in our body and have been granted life, we all have been called for His purpose. Whether we believe in Him or not, He has put us here on this earth with a purpose. And that's just my belief. So, enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's late in the day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your month. And let's hope and pray for the best of the rest of 2020.